avoiding? I'm going to say it again. What are you avoiding? You know that there is things in your life that you are avoiding and you've been avoiding it. Time have passed, years have passed, people have entered your life and they have left. Why? Because you've been avoiding. And that's the topic that I want to talk about with you today, about avoiding. And you know that we all have something that we did avoid or we're avoiding. And my name is Sandra Graves. Welcome to EnvivoLIVE. I have not gone live on this channel for a long time. So if you are visiting for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you can get the notifications whenever I decide to show up again. But today I want to talk about the topic of avoidance. And the reason why I want to do that, and this topic is going to be in English. I should have put in my title that it's going to be in English because this channel is in Spanish and English. So sometime I will show up and I'm going to be speaking in Spanish, and sometime I show up and I speak in English. But today I want to talk about avoidance. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because years ago, I did a lot of stupid things, a lot of stupid things. I'm going to be 50 years old this year. And I have reduced the amount of stupid things that I do, but I still do them. And one of those things is that in my youth, I did a lot of crazy things, such as being very promiscuous, such as, picking up a relationship, dropping that relationship. I did a lot of things. And that was because there was a lot of pain in my life from the past. There was a lot of hurt. There was a lot of abuse. There was a lot of things that happened in my life. So I try to avoid a lot of things in my life so that I wouldn't have to deal with it, so that I wouldn't have to get hurt again. And what happened is that I met different men in my life that they really fell in love with me and I really liked them. But just because I did not want to get hurt, just because I was afraid of being someone being unfaithful to me, I was afraid of getting hurt, I was afraid of being vulnerable, I was afraid of so many things. What I did is that I just avoided all of these things. So I acted like if I was this tough woman. I acted like if I didn't need anybody. I did so many things to avoid. And that was the biggest fear that I have inside of me. But I didn't want anybody to know that I was afraid. So that fear showed up as aggression. That fear showed up of me being empowered, me thinking that I know everything and I can do everything by myself. And what happened is that I really wanted to change my life, but I did not know how, because I was so promiscuous that every time that I turned somewhere, I might have met somebody that I actually may have slept with. Yes, that is a heavy topic, but that is the reality. And why is because I was avoiding dealing with me. I was avoiding being emotional. And what I did is that anybody that told me, I love you, it was very easy for me to actually sleep with them. It was very easy for someone to tell me how beautiful I was, because there was an emptiness inside of me. Even though people saw a beautiful woman, a confident woman, that was not the reality. The reality is that Sandra Graves was avoiding Sandra Graves. So what happened is that I actually ended up having a baby, and I decided, man, I cannot continue living this way if I am going to teach my child to have a good life, if I plan to give my child a good life. So I cannot live this way. But even though I try to do things the right way, it was very hard because I was still dealing with me and I was not willing to face me. I was not willing to face all the mistakes that I made. I was not willing to take responsibility. I was not. I just really was thinking of all the things that I wanted to do, but I did not want to face what I was. I didn't want to face that. I thought that I can move on and I can start over without dealing with that. So what happened is that I used to live in Minnesota. Yes, I do not like living in Minnesota. So, yes, that was a good decision that I made. However, when I decided to leave Minnesota, it was cold, very cold. And I just decided, I'm going to leave this place. But that was not the real reason. The real reason was avoidance. I was trying to avoid all the stupid things that I did, all the mistakes that I did, and I wanted to start fresh. I believe that all the people that are around me in Minnesota, they reminded me of who I was. All those people reminded me of all the mistakes that I made. All those, when I saw them, if I lied, I remembered that lie. If I made a mistake, I remember that mistake. Everything that I did, I remember it. If I go down the street on Nicollet Avenue, I remembered what I did. I remembered everything. And I did not want to deal with that. I did not want to deal with my past. I did not want to deal with my mistakes. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to move to Texas. I did not have any family in Texas. I did not have anything happening in Texas. No, nothing, no family, no friends. But after doing some research, I decided, you know what? Maybe I can start fresh in Texas with my son. That's what I did. I planned that. I decided to leave, but without realizing that I did not face me. I improved my skills. I ended up making more money. Before I moved, I did all of these things then so that I can come to Texas and be successful. I was working at IBM in that time and I was doing really well. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to start fresh. I moved to Texas. And when I moved to Texas, things was going well. And I remember I met this guy and he was very nice to me. However, as soon as things them start getting a little sticky, where he was really just confessing his love and emotions to me and all that, I just found that I didn't like him anymore. And it went on and on. Every time that someone tried to get close to me, I didn't like them anymore because I did not want them to know who I was. I did not want them to find out about my past. I did not want them to find out about the real me. They knew this tough woman, this woman that is a go-getter. They knew this amazing woman. And inside of me, I was so afraid of letting the real me be out there. So what happened is that I did not know how to face that. I remember this one guy that I really, really like him. I really like him. And he asked me to marry him, which I can tell you that in my life, many people have asked me to marry them, but because of who I was, I always avoided them. I run away all the time. And not only in relationship, when there was things them happening in a job and I was excelling in a position, and then I thought, oh my God, what if I fail? What if? And then I couldn't move forward. There was everything. There was, I felt inadequate. I felt like a loser. Um, I felt that my confidence was only outside, but there was something wrong. There was not the, it was not the way I wanted to feel. I wanted to be real, but I did not know how to be real. So I continued to avoid things. Have you ever felt that way? Were you avoiding things because somebody hurt you, or you hurt somebody, or you made this mistake and you just felt like you didn't want to face it, and you felt, I don't deserve this. And I remember I met wonderful men in my life, and I just felt that I didn't deserve to be loved by them because of all the mistakes that I have made. Also, I was abused sexually as a child, so I felt dirty. I felt, why would somebody want me? So at the same time, there were so many things happening to me in my mind, which that's the reason why I wrote, is that the challenges that we face alone in our minds are the hardest, because people are willing to accept us for who we are. Many people, not a lot of idiots, but real people that care about you, they are going to accept you for who you are. But the hardest thing is when we need to accept ourselves for who we are. We make so many excuses for not becoming who we're supposed to be because of what happened to us, because of what somebody did to us, and we continue to avoid and avoid and avoid and avoid. And you know what? I hurt many people in my journey, and many people hurt me. But the more I got hurt, the harder I get, the harder I got. And it just didn't feel me. At first, it felt good. I can tell you, well, men are players. Well, I actually pride myself in that I was a player too. And if men can be players, I can be player too. So I pride myself in hurting others, because I felt that if men were so easy about hurting women's feelings, then why should I worry about that? But I could not deal with myself after I'd done those things, because there was wonderful men out there, wonderful people out there that I did hurt just because someone hurt me. I decided that revenge was the way to go, and I revenged on people that didn't deserve it. So I avoided dealing with myself. Why am I sharing this with you? I know I should not be sharing it. I shouldn't. The only thing I have to do is die. The same thing I tell the people I love and my kids. The only thing I have to do is die one of these days, and that is not in your hands, and it's not in my hands. It's in God's hands. And the reason why I decided to share this with you today is because I want you to move forward. I want you to stop avoiding things. Because guess what? You continue to avoid, you're never going to fully experience the things that you're supposed to experience in your life, like love and passion and purpose and all these things that I am experiencing, because I have finally faced me. I finally faced me. Thank you, Sophia London. I have finally been able to face me. And I want you to think about what it's going to take for you to face you. You have made mistake. You have fallen. You have been lifted up. And you know what? You can't run anymore. You cannot run, because whatever you do, you always going to face you. Whatever you see in the mirror, you might try to fake it. And like what people say, fake it till you make it. You can't fake yourself. You can try to deceive yourself and lie to yourself, but it's always going to be you. So you have to face you. You always have to face you, like I was forced to face me. And the reason why I have a good relationship with my husband today is because I remember when I first met him. He's from Turkey. I'm from Panama. And when I first met him, and he said to me when we first started, I didn't know anything about this man. He said, why don't we start fresh? Don't ask me about my past, and I won't ask you about your past. Let's start from scratch. And I thought, is this man hiding something from me? What is wrong with him? What? This is not normal. Whatever. But wow, that was somebody getting to know me. They wanted to know me and not judge me for who I was, but they wanted to move forward from this moment on to get to know the me. And they wanted for somebody to get to know who they were instead of who they wanted to become, instead of who they were. And I thought, wow, I have never heard this before, but I think it's a good idea. Let's try this. And I decided to venture into that and just be myself and just be, good, bad, ugly, whatever I was supposed to be, and just be that with him. If I was moody, if I was angry, or if I was happy, if I was childish, whatever that was, I decided I was going to do that. And I decided just to be me. I decided there's nothing to hide. And if he's going to like me, for me, I'm going to just be me, right? And that was the scary part. The scary part is us making the decision to be ourselves, to be angry when you feel angry, to be smiley and childish when you feel smiley and childish, to be Spontaneous when you feel like you want to be spontaneous, to be afraid when you want to be afraid, to be whatever you want to be when you want to be. And that is the problem that we have whenever we are starting a relationship or starting a job, anything. We are afraid of being ourselves. We avoid all of that because we do not want to be judged. We do not want to be judged. Not only that, but we don't want to fail. And I have been one of those perfectionists that I come from an alcoholic mom. And I decided I am not going to be like my mom. I am not going to be like my dad. I decided I'm not going to be certain ways, but instead of not being like them, I didn't take the drugs, I didn't take the alcohol, but I became them in my personality because I was deciding not to be like them. So one thing that I can tell you in avoiding is that you become everything that you decide that you don't want to be. The people that hurt you, you become them. The people that you hurt, you continue to suffer and suffer and suffer for all those people that you hurt instead of forgiving yourself. And that is some of the steps that I have to take, is forgiving myself. We always talk about forgiving other people. You cannot really forgive others when you haven't even forgiven yourself for the mistake that you made. So we avoid and avoid and avoid because we are in so much pain, because we don't want to deal with that pain, because we believe that if we deal with that pain, we are just going to become weaker. And that is a lie. You are not going to become weaker. You're going to become stronger. Now I cry for nothing, when before I did not have the ability or capabilities to cry because I was so hard on myself. I avoided to dealing with myself and dealing with others and showing other people the real me, that I couldn't deal with my real emotions. Hi, Fernando Peña. Kisses from Colombia. So I could not deal with myself. And that's the reason why I am telling you today to please stop avoiding whatever it is that you are avoiding. You are amazing. You made it this far because you are amazing. But you need to stop avoiding your past. Stop avoiding your mistakes. We are not perfect. We are not perfect. And when you realize that you are not perfect and nothing that you do is going to be perfect, you are going to stop pretending to be who you are. Stop pretending. You're pretending to be nice. You're pretending to be amazing. You're pretending. Stop pretending. And then you want to become that. You are amazing being the real you. But you need to stop avoiding the real you. Because people are going to love the real you just the way you are. My husband, the reason why I'm so appreciative of him, and now through the years I have gotten to know about his past, about who he is, and he have been able to learn about me, about my past, about who I really am, about when I get angry, when I'm happy, when whatever, when I am fearful, when I am everything about me, because I was willing to share that. You know, a lot of times that what happened is that we always pretend to be somebody else, and we do it by sleeping more. We avoid going around groups. We do blaming more people. We complain so much about everything. Laziness is one of the things that take over. We get angry very easily, and we lie a lot. Those are some forms of avoiding, and that's just a few of them that I have mentioned. And the other one avoiding is pride. If somebody hurt our pride because we decide that we want to do certain things and people just think that we can or whatever, who are they for you to have to explain what you need to do and what you want to do, but you get hurt because they tell you you can't do it? Because you are empowering them. You are allowing them to tell you what is possible and what is not. So what you do, you avoid it by being aggressive. You avoid it by actually dealing with your feelings and then understanding that nobody have control over you. You do. But you have to take responsibility for whatever happened, whatever is it that you did to people, whatever is it that people did to you. All of that avoiding is only going to lead to destruction. It's only going to lead to your constant fall. And the whole goal of us being on this earth is to constantly grow. And I'm not talking, when I'm talking about growth, I'm not talking about being rich, because there's a lot of people that are rich and they are messed up. Money doesn't make you free. Money at value. I love money. I mean, it took me to the best vacations. It helped me buy my house, all that. I'm not speaking against money, okay? Because I don't believe that money is the roots of all evil. That is a religious belief. I do believe that money enhances a lot of things in our life. However, when we put money in front of everything and our emotions, and we try to use money to cover how we really feel, eventually we are going to be doomed, because we are avoiding everything and we covering it with the vacations and with the shopping and all that kind of stuff. We are avoiding who we really are. That's what I used to do. I used to buy up everything, designer clothes, everything, just to avoid me. Have the best jewelry and have this and have that and whatever, and show off, just to avoid me. Are you avoiding you? What are you avoiding about you? What are you afraid that people are going to find out about you? What is it that you're afraid of? Because let me tell you, if you are afraid of people finding out about the real you, you're never going to be able to enjoy the real you. You're never going to be free. And the only way to be free is to set yourself free first before you help anybody else to be free. And the reason why I can share this with you, not because it makes me ashamed, I'm proud of who I am now. It wasn't always that way. I am proud of who Sandra Graves is, because I understand my power. I understand my weakness. I understand my strength. And I'm not afraid to share any of that, because I am no longer avoiding me. I am no longer avoiding that I can be aggressive sometimes. I am no longer avoiding that I can be angry sometimes. I am no longer avoiding that I get depressed sometimes. I am no longer avoiding that I am negative sometimes. I am no longer avoiding that I love helping people. I am no longer avoiding that I can be weak. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. I am okay with that. I embrace it. I make mistakes almost every day. I say stupid stuff. I say smart stuff, but I am me no matter what. I'm not trying to be impressive to you or to anybody else. I embrace me. And when we are avoiding, we have a hard time embracing who we are. And I'm not saying all this stuff about, oh, love yourself and all that. Let me tell you, we have gotten into this extreme about, oh, love yourself, and inside we are empty, we are broken, we are destroyed, and we are faking it like we love ourselves because of the exterior and the confidence, but it's all fake. The real love yourself is about facing yourself, not avoiding who you are, not avoiding who you were. It is okay. You made mistakes in the past. It is okay. Deal with it, forgive yourself, and move on. I know. It can be pretty hard to deal with yourself, but you have to. It is your responsibility, because when we don't, then we make everybody responsible for how we feel. Oh, I am not happy because my husband didn't do this. I am not happy because my wife did this. I am not happy because my job didn't give me that promotion. I am not happy. That's a whole bunch of crap. It is all your responsibility. But when you avoid your feelings, you blame everybody else, just like I did. Just like I used to. I used to blame everything. Oh, I am black. That's why I'm not successful. That's a whole bunch of crap. Oh, I am a woman. That's why I'm not successful. That's a whole bunch of crap. All of that is an excuse. And this year, my team is no excuses. That's the reason why I'm spitting. That's the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because I don't want you to make excuses. Excuses is a lie that eventually is going to catch up with you and slap you, step on you, spit on you, poop on you, whatever. That's what excuses is. It's going to destroy you. And you don't deserve that. You already been through a lot. You made it this far, but now it's time for you to make it further. But you cannot take your old crap and keep moving with it, because you always going to be stepping back. The life and goal is, yes, we are going to make some step backs, but we should make 3 forward, 1 back, 4 forward, 1 back, 10 forward, 1 back. Now, 2 forward and 3 back. Come on. The only way we are going to move forward is by facing ourselves. Stop avoiding yourself. Stop avoiding your past. Stop avoiding your mistakes. Stop avoiding the people that hurt you. A lot of people hurt me. And you know what? I forgave them. Truly. Yeah, I forgive them. But because I learned to forgive me. And that was the hardest part. The hardest part was everybody told me how beautiful I am. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it now. I didn't used to believe it before. I just acted like if I believe it. But I learned to appreciate me, because when I was able to forgive me, when I was able to accept me, when I was able to take responsibility for my life, I stopped avoiding people and things. I stopped avoiding. And sometimes, let me tell you that when I'm facing challenges, it want to come back. The first thing that you want to do is like hide somewhere. It's like, oh my God, I screw up again. Oh my God, yeah, you want to hide. But don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you want to grow, you can't hide. If you want to grow, you got to keep moving forward. You have strength. You have a lot of strength. And the only way that you are going to keep moving forward is by embracing your strength. What is your strength? Do you know what your strength is? If you don't know what your strength is, then you need to figure it out. You know what your weakness is? When you find out what your weaknesses and your strength is, then you can take responsibility and embrace them. And then move forward to where you want to go. But you cannot keep moving forward by avoiding things in your life. In your relationship, you're avoiding something, deal with it. Face it. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable. This life was not supposed to be comfortable. It's rewarding, but it's not supposed to be comfortable. And when you face those challenges that are not comfortable, let me tell you, the rewards come. But you have to face some challenges, just like the ants, right? The ants can enjoy winter, everything, because in the summer, the ants work very hard, lots of challenges, rain and storms and hard work and picking up this, picking up that. That's the ants. Our life is like ants. We cannot enjoy the rewards if we are not willing to be uncomfortable. I embrace being uncomfortable. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying I embrace it. When it comes, I say, bring it on. I am going to face this challenge. Sometimes I cry when I'm facing the challenges, but I ask God to give me strength to keep moving forward. And I face my challenges. So don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you that it's all going to be like, I am Superwoman and you are Superman and you're going to, no, it's going to be some challenges and some discomfort, but it's all worth it. Because when you know that you are dealing with yourself and you are able to be yourself anywhere, that is the most beautiful thing. I can tell you that the people that know me online are the people that know me in person. It's like my family, it's the people at church, it's the people at work. Everybody that knows Sandra Graves don't know a different Sandra Graves. They know the same Sandra Graves, the one with the big mouth, the one that is so going, very huggy, very loving, very bold, she can be rude sometimes. But that's me. That's the real Sandra Graves. And everyone that knows me, if they ever was to meet each other, don't matter if they're in China, don't matter if they're in New York, don't matter if they're in Panama, don't matter if they're in Turkey, wherever they are, if they all came together and they talked about me, they all will agree I'm the same person. Can people say the same thing about you? Are you the same person? Or are you faking one thing at work? Are you faking one person at church? Are you faking one person with your family? Because I did meet this woman that when she was at home, she was rude to her family. When she was at work, she was like the determined, the go-getter, the aggressive woman. Everybody was afraid of her. And when she is in church, she was such a sweet person. She helped everybody out. Everybody knew her to be somebody else. Her family was so scared of her. And her husband was so intimidated by her because he feared that at any moment this woman was going to hurt him. That's why he stayed around and for his kids. But guess what? Because she had so much pain. And when I finally find out what was going on with her, is that she was sexually abused by her father and then by her stepdad. And she decided, yes, she was going to excel and show men how powerful she is. But at the same time, she decided that her husband did not deserve to get to know her because he was bad like all the other men. But in the process, she did not allow people to get to know the real her because she was always protecting herself. Is that what you're doing? You keep protecting yourself. You have this block. I'm not talking about that you can't set limitation. I'm saying that some of us just put up walls and walls and walls so that nobody get to know us. And when we die unhappy. I don't plan to die unhappy. Whatever comes, I am going to be happy. I am thankful and happy and grateful. And even though I went through challenges in the past, I am very grateful that I have an amazing husband. I have great kids. I have people that love me. I am grateful because I don't avoid who I am. People say, Sandra, you should not say things this way. Sandra, don't talk like this. Oh, are you a Christian? You should not talk like this. Who are you to tell me how I should talk? Stop avoiding your own feelings and focusing on how I should feel. I am telling you, be yourself. Stop avoiding and trying to be somebody that you're not. Fernando is saying Sandra Graves are very open, friendly, and it's great. Blessed for me. Oh, thank you, Fernando. Thank you. And you are a blessing for me in my life. Thank you, Fernando. So that's one of the things that I'm telling you guys of avoiding. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Whatever it is that you were, whatever it is that you did, whatever it is that people did to you, you got to move on. You got to stop avoiding yourself. That is the worst thing. Because if you're avoiding yourself, guess what? You can't achieve all the things that you're supposed to achieve. I mean, like, just imagine you spend all this energy in avoiding the real you. Wow. Imagine you spend all the energy avoiding the real you. Imagine if you take that same energy and do everything that you're supposed to do and become the real you. Some people might not like it. Who cares? They can disappear. But all the people that is going to embrace the real you are going to help you be more powerful than you already are. That is what's amazing about this. Is you becoming the real you. And if you're going to have to do like me, that I went to another town just to learn about me, you can try it. But I'm going to tell you, moving from a different city or moving to a different country is not going to change your situation if you don't face yourself. You got to face yourself. Eventually, you are going to show up in your own life and you are going to be painful to yourself. So my thing is, stop avoiding yourself. Stop. Believe me, I'm telling you. One of the things that I put here is number one, you need to take responsibility. Okay? Doesn't matter what. Every time that I'm talking about something, I'm always bringing it back to responsibility. Because when we avoid things, the first thing that we do is that we blame somebody for something. Okay? Yes, they rape you. Yes, they abuse you. Yes, they stole money from you. Yes, somebody was unfaithful to you. Yes, whatever it is that they did. Yes, I accept that. I accept that somebody hurt you. But guess what? Guess what? They cannot keep hurting you if you don't allow it. Whatever they did is done. You can't change it, but you can improve. You can be better. You can be better than how they treated you. You can be better for yourself. You can be better for others. The reason why I know I went through everything that I went through so that my kids won't go through it. I know that. That's what I told myself and it helped me. Okay? But I know, and if I have to go through everything that I went through over and over again for my kids not to go through it, I will do it. But because that is how I was able to face my reality. My reality, I have turned into the hero of my own life. I went through this and I went through that and I went through that experience and I went through that. Guess what? I am Sandra Graves. I am a hero of my life. Okay? And that's the reason why I'm able to share this with you, because I want you to become a hero in your life. I want you to be able to embrace your weaknesses and your strength and take responsibility for your life, because you deserve to have a better life. But you are not going to have a better life if you don't take responsibility for your life. You know, responsibility comes with discomfort. What happened with a lot of the young people today, right? A lot of the people, when they try to blame everybody else, they steal over here, they kill over here. What happened is that they end up in jail, right? Because they didn't take responsibility for their life. And then in jail, somebody is responsible for them. It's called the government eventually. Because when you don't take responsibility for your life, anger, revenge, resentment, all of these negative feelings overpowers you, and you do things them that you don't want to do. You do things them that you're not supposed to do, because there's a switch when you don't face whatever shit that you're feeling, because you're blaming everybody else. And when you blame somebody else, there's no control over your emotions. So when you take responsibility for your own life, there is control over your emotions. And that's what I'm telling you. Please take responsibility for your own life. Number two, face your fears. When you decide to take responsibility for your own life, you make a decision not to make excuses. So that means that you are going to be able to face your fear. You know what? That man humiliated me when I was young. How are you going to face that? By understanding that that was his inadequacy, his insecurity, his pain that decided to hurt you. Does that make it right? No. But what it does is that it helps you to move on, because there's nothing you can do. If you go revenge, you think you're going to be free? You're not. You're only going to be hurt more, because you're going to try to go on revenge. That's not going to work out. So you need to move on by forgiving yourself for whatever it is that you did, or blaming yourself, because like when I was abused, I felt like I was nothing. I felt garbage. I felt like trash. I felt useless. And I had to forgive myself so that I would not feel like that anymore. Sandra, you need to forgive yourself. And I'm telling you, you need to forgive yourself. Please, 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 please forgive yourself. Forgive yourself so that you can face your fears. You got to face it. And when you forgive yourself, it's okay. It's going to be uncomfortable, but eventually it's going to be rewarding, because when you cry, you're going to cry, but it's going to be tears of joy. Now I cry a lot of tears of joy, because I can see where I was and I can see where I am. That, let me tell you, if you haven't experienced it, it is a beautiful thing to be able to understand that what a miracle it is where you were and where you are. And let me tell you, I feel that I am a miracle. And that's the reason why I don't avoid my past. I talk about my past openly. I talk about my mistake openly. Like, how many people are going to tell you, oh my God, I used to be very promiscuous, especially women. They don't want people to judge them. If you judge me, nothing is going to happen to me. Nothing. The only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to be cursed, because the way that you point your finger at me, all those fingers are going to be coming at you, because you decide that you can judge me. And that's what I know. And I forgive you in advance. I forgive you, because it's not going to hurt me. It's going to be a pain that is going to be hurting you. So It's not about thinking if you're going to judge me. It's about helping you understand that your mind is what is destroying you. And for you to be able to face your fear, you got to take responsibility so that your mind can be clear and you are able to forgive yourself. So face your fear. If you want more detail about facing your fear, that's something that I can talk about in the future. But right now, I am just cramping everything together to help you understand that avoiding life, avoiding your pain, avoiding your mistake, avoiding the people that hurt you, avoiding your inadequacy, avoiding that you are not perfect, it's not going to help you move forward. It's not going to help you become an amazing person that you're supposed to be. It's not going to help you. So the whole goal of this is to help you understand how avoidance your life, avoiding the real you, is hurting you. It's not hurting anybody else. It's hurting your relationship, because when you avoid yourself, you are not having the best relationship you can have, because you don't want to be hurt. You believe, oh my God, somebody was unfaithful to me before, therefore I am not going to be the real me. I'm not ready. Guess what? That person that you love, even when they don't want to hurt you, they're going to hurt you. That job that you have, even when they don't want to hurt you, they're going to hurt you. Because when it's time to fire you, they're going to fire you, and it's nothing personal. It's just business. When the person that you love want to do their own thing and you are forcing them to do something else, and they have to embrace their own self and love themselves and do what they want to do, they're going to hurt you. Because guess what? This world is not perfect, and you are not perfect. Therefore, you're going to hurt people. People are going to hurt you. And that's how it goes on. But we have to be able to embrace that. It's going to happen. But you can't embrace it when you avoid it, because you think everybody has to be perfect. No, they don't. I am not perfect. I mean, I'm beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But I am not perfect. And finally, I've been able to embrace that I'm beautiful. For many years, I thought I was ugly when I was younger, and no, I'm not. So if you think so, that is your problem. Deal with it. Anyway, so another thing that I want you to understand is that make a decision. Make a decision to be the best that you can be. And the best that you can be is learning to deal with you. Number one, deal with you. Deal with your emotions. Deal with, when you get angry about something, why are you getting angry? Because you didn't get your way. Why you didn't get your way? Because the person wants something else other than you. Why is that wrong? If my husband want to go to the beach and I want to go to the mountains, why am I mad at him because he want to go to the beach? If I love him, was say, okay, maybe this time we go to the beach and the next time we go to the mountain, or maybe this time we go to my mountain and next time we go to the beach. But if he decide, you know what, I just want to go to the beach by myself and spend time by myself, that should be okay. That should not change who I am just because he wants to do something that he enjoys, and don't have to do it with me. That's okay. Okay, I don't want to see your face all the time, but I have to deal with my face all the time, and that's okay. Simple. And that's how life is. A lot of time we want to force ourselves on people, and then when they don't want us to be around them, or they want a time out, we get mad. That's not love. That's not dealing with yourself. Okay? That's avoiding yourself and grabbing onto somebody else because you can deal with your emotion and you want them to feel you. I don't need to be filled. I want someone to share with me. I want someone to be able to give me the best of themselves, and I give them the best of myself. But when I just believe that they are everything, and oh my God, when they're not around, I feel empty. There's a problem with me, not with them. I should feel when they're away from me, and when they come close to me, I should feel because they are just adding value to me. That's something that it took me a long time to learn. Because every time I had a relationship, I felt, oh my God, I cannot live without him. I cannot live without this person. No, we can. But the reason why we feel that way is because we are not being real with ourselves. We are avoiding ourselves, and we try to fill the gaps with other people, with other things, with work, with church, with whatever. We try to fill it with other things. But we need to figure out that when we are we begin to deal with our emotions, with ourselves, stop avoiding who we really are, then we can deal with the rest. We can embrace all the other stuff that come, all the other challenges. We embrace it because we are comfortable with who we are. If you're not comfortable with who you are, nobody can make you feel comfortable. If you feel comfortable at the moment, it's going to go away. When they do that one thing that you don't like, your little happiness is going to fall to the ground, and then you're going to blame everybody else again because you are not happy. Everybody leaves me. Nobody loves me. All this kind of crap. Okay? What I'm telling you, stop avoiding your feelings. Stop avoiding your past. Stop avoiding who you really are. My homework to you is to let you know that write down on a paper, send a letter to yourself, write it. If your name is Peter, say, Peter, this is how I am feeling. Peter, I am feeling empty. I feel useless. I feel that I don't need anybody. Whatever it is that you are feeling, write it down. Write a letter to yourself. And after you write that long letter to yourself, go over the letter and read it. And you yourself, you don't need no therapist, no whatever. You yourself go through the letter and you are going to find out the problem in that letter. You yourself will find it out. You're going to find out there's anger, there's hate. And if you stop making excuses for these things, you're going to be able to change it. You're going to be able to forgive. You're going to be able to move on. But if you make excuses, well, the reason why anger is because Mary cheated on me and whatever. Okay, she cheated on you. Move on. Oh, Sandra, that was hard. Move on. My ex-husband cheated on me. Guess what? I moved on. I stopped avoiding. I stopped avoiding all of that. Instead, I took responsibility and said, okay, if I was with him in the relationship, what I could have done better. And I changed that, not because I want to go back with him, because I want to be better for my next relationship, which is the one that I have now. So we learn from our mistakes, but we have to analyze the mistakes that we made so that we can embrace who we are, so that we can face who we are. And that's the reason why I'm telling you, just write yourself that letter. And when you write yourself that letter, you are going to understand how to set boundaries. Because yes, I am not saying to avoid people. I am saying boundaries. Boundaries is different from avoidance. Don't avoid, but set boundaries. People are not going to be able to hurt you if you don't allow them to hurt you. Yes, they're going to say things that you don't like. Yes, they might make you uncomfortable. But guess what? It is up to you if they make you unhappy or not. Sometimes I am sad when I see my husband is sad. Sometimes I am worried when I see my son worried. Sometimes I am preoccupied, or if something is happening because my son is stressed out about something, because I choose to be part of their emotion. I choose to be part of their feeling. That's my choice. I don't have to, but that's what we do. It's a choice. When you fall in love with somebody, that's a choice. People say, oh, I just fell in love. No, that's a choice, because you were around this person and you like something about them and you work on it and work on it and work on it. Eventually that became a pattern that you love about that person. You like, the way they get angry, the way they smile, the way they do things, the way they make you feel. That's how we fall in love. Okay? It's a choice. So avoiding is a choice. And you have to make a choice to stop avoiding things in your life. You have to make a choice to face up. You have to make a choice to set some limitation. You have to make the decision to write yourself that letter so that you can set yourself free, so that you can be free of your past and all the nasty things that people did to you or that you did to others. You can be free of that, but you have to make that choice. So Let me know what you felt, what you thought about what I said. If you feel that this relate to someone or this can help someone, please share this video with them. I will try to make more live video from time to time. I don't like to just go on here and just talk just to make views. I really, when I feel that there's something that I want to share and something powerful, then I'm going to come on here and speak to you guys. But at the present time, if you're an expert in a particular area and you want me to interview you like the other videos that you have seen on this program, then reach out to me. Info@envivoassociate.com. Info@envivoassociate.com. And if you want us to help you with your marketing, if you're a life coach, an expert, a motivational speaker, you want us to help you with your social media, your marketing, whatever that is, then get in touch with us at info@envivoassociate.com. If you want to tell your story, if you believe that your story can be a motivating factor for other people, then really connect with me as well at info@envivoassociate.com. You don't have to be perfect to be able to share your story. Every mistake that we have made is a story. As long as that story shows perseverance, that story shows that you are not giving up. That story shows that you are still standing. And that's what it's all about. When we fall, we need to stand up. No excuses. No excuses to give up. Yeah, sometimes I have felt like giving up. Sometimes I have said, God, why don't you just take me? Sometimes I have felt that way. But you know what? It's not about how we felt, it's about what we do. And what we do is about taking action. And that action is allowing me to share my story with you because I am not giving up. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep striving. I'm going to keep sharing my life with you guys whenever it shows up that I feel that there's something that I have to share. I will do that. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. If you have not clicked on the bell, there is some bell at the bottom of this video or something like that. Just click on the bell. And if you can put up with this crazy, loud black woman, Panameña, Latina, escandalosa, all of that stuff. If you can put up with me and you want to hear more about me, go ahead and subscribe. And then I'm also on Instagram as EnvivoLIVE. Anyway, this is your faithful friend, Sandra Graves. And next time, if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, send me the topic, send me the questions, and I'm going to go ahead and go live and then share that with you guys. Soon after my mouth relaxes, I am going to tune in again live because I try to do everything in Spanish and English. So I'm going to tune in live again, but next time I am going to be speaking in Spanish. So if you catch this video after it's being recorded, then I will encourage you, if you do speak Spanish, hablas español, then go to the video in Spanish. God bless you. And remember, no excuses. No excuses. No excuses. Bye-bye.